Welcome back to Capital City. This is Gomer with Gomer Games. Alright, we are finishing up this medium density commercial and residential area. We're going to build another mall complex over here before we get to the oil refinery and oil pumping stations, oil fields, that type of thing. We're going to be on the other side of the river here. Last video we went over, we put in some commercial district, built this gas station, some parking, a movie cinema, several buildings there. I was just sitting here thinking I may be replacing one of these buildings. They are two different assets with two different names. They come from the wall-to-wall update with the creator content shopping creator content pack, and but they do have two different names, but they look identical. So I'm not sure what the difference is between them, but they do have two different names on the system, so I'm not sure. But I may be replacing it because it's exactly the same template, so I'm not sure. I think I'm going to replace it with something else to add a little bit of variety to this street here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. I am going to turn the resolution down a little bit. Alright, yeah, these buildings here, I'm not quite sure. They are, see, the dumpsters are the same, the recycling is exactly the same, the roof's the same, but yet they're two different buildings. I don't understand that. And they're not even opposites. Like, yeah, I'm not even sure. You know, like maybe one was a right facing, and the other one was a left facing or something. That would make more sense. I don't know. So let's go ahead and get started here. I did color code, I think I actually went over this in the last video. I did color code these towers. Each of the 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 are separate colors to represent the each quarter of that Fountain Square apartment complex there. Added some more residents here, and a little bit of this is a residential building, but it's commercial shops on the bottom. If we were actually playing the game instead of painting, I would put in those commercial blocks. I would just put those in the bottom there, and then let the asset have houses and then commercial on the bottom there. Put in this park here with just this huge sculpture and the community soccer, or if you're in the rest of the world, football field. Okay, so let's finish this off, and then we're going to move down, put in some more fields, and then maybe build another connection over this direction and try to get this taken care of. So what I'm thinking is there was an asset that I remember from one of the creator content packs from the African, can't remember the exact name, that African content pack that has an outdoor dining area, or an outdoor like a restaurant, and I really like that, so I think that would be a right vibe there. I think that's in here. That's the conference center. That's the market. It is just one of the commercial buildings. So let's go down to the packs. This one maybe? Yeah, it's this one. And yeah, I love this. The outdoor dining and everything. I think it would just look so good right here. And then it would have like a view. I mean, yeah, you're looking at people's backyards, but I think it would just fit this area quite nicely. So I think we'll go ahead and place it there. Yeah, I think we'll do that. And let's go ahead and move this a little bit closer. Thank God for move it. Yeah, that's fine. Make sure the parking is turned off. And then obviously we need to add some additional parking. Actually, while we're in here, let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff. Kind of move this stuff back. Wild weeds and grass and everything growing into the back of this building. It's a little bit too much. They would, in reality, they probably have like a fence or something there, but I don't think we're gonna go all that far. Okay, so let's get back to putting a parking lot in here. Wouldn't have to be anything large. Thinking maybe smaller than that. Well, yeah, now we're talking. Thinking maybe, yeah, right like that. I think that looks pretty good there. And then maybe add a couple stalls on the outside of this. Yeah, I think that works. And then, I think we're going to put some curb props in here, maybe. Because we will run the grass all the way down, obviously. Yeah, I think we'll do that. But I think what we're going to need first, I think we're going to need some, some of these bullets or bargelet. I'm not sure how you pronounce these things. Basically, concrete car stops, and they come in all different shapes and sizes, and there's retractable ones and a bunch of them. I use this one a lot just because I think it stands out, and it definitely stands out against the gray concrete, so it pops a little bit. for lack of a better term. But I think this time, we're going to use maybe a square or a octagon. We'll use a square. And I think we'll go, yeah, it's already pretty, actually that would be kind of cool, having it kind of at an angle like that. And then we'll do, oh, it won't, turn that 45 degrees, yeah. Alright. Yeah, I think that works. And right there. I think that looks pretty good there. Kind of protects people sitting there. We may do in the detailing phase, although when you have these vanilla assets, I hate going in with additional props and decorating, because the plants, the bushes, the trees, they don't look the same as the vanilla assets. I mean, this is a creator content pack, but still, it doesn't look the same, so it kind of looks bizarre when you're adding additional props. So I think we'll probably just leave that. We may add some of those vanilla prop bushes across the side here, or across the front. Excuse me, across the front, to kind of break that up a little bit. But I think that's pretty much where we'll leave that. And then maybe we'll do, let's see, some curves. Let's see. Yeah, works. And then we'll put this in. Like that. Rotate that 90 degrees. There we go. Still leaving enough room for a little bit of a walkway right there. That looks pretty good. Definitely need to fix this. Alright, thanks for sticking with me on that. Alright, and then maybe we'll grab some bushes here. I missed the old, the way this used to be set up, where it was all under the landscaping. And you could just click over. Props are all on one menu. Well, they were actually on separate menus, but I knew where each one was, so I didn't have to worry about searching for them. Curves were on one, bushes were on another, so on and so forth, so I could just hop between the two. Now I have to go through and type everything out. Which I know a lot of people, that's how they do it, but I prefer using the menus themselves. Let's see. I knew we were going to run into some problems with these units right now, and we're probably going to have to correct this in the future, because when we build this bridge, they're definitely going to be affected. Because that bridge is going to connect right here, so that's going to affect all of this. That's okay. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Haha. Pun intended there. Alright. That looks good. I guess this right here, I guess we'll go through and fix that with curves. It's just, I don't know, using large might be a little bit of a pain, but they would kind of tailor this to fit this space, even if it was a little of a weird shape. There. It's a little bit off, but as you zoom out, yeah, you still can't really tell that much. So, and if you zoom out, you really won't be able to tell. So I think that looks good there. But that adds kind of a little bit of dining in this area, and I think maybe we'll put some smaller, maybe some cafes or something along here with the additional parks, because I want to use some of those community park assets that came with the sports creator pack, because they're just, I don't know what to say, cool. Not really a big sports guy, but they're cool. So I just want to use them. I really like this soccer/football park here. The only thing I'm confused about is the parking comes in right here, and I added this grass here because I want the traffic to come in here and say this is actually we could use this as handicap parking, really. But this would be like handicap or VIP. But you can pull in here and then come in here, and then obviously you have the rest of the parking come through here and then drive around that way. But the problem is there's no way to get in on this side. I mean, even if you cut through that little space there, there's still no way to get in until you get to here. So you got to walk all the way down to the sidewalk and walk all the way around, and then there is parking, or there is a ramp on this side, but there's no space on this side. So that's I just pardon me. I just find that kind of weird, unusual. I did extend the grass out a little bit here and added some trees. Maybe I should move this grass out and create a walkway this way. I might do that and just create a walkway over here. Yeah. But okay, let's add some additional grass on this side. I think what we're going to do, we are going to see how we're going to do this. Haven't decided what we're going to put over on this area yet. These buildings, let's go to sports news. Oh, these are the actual venues themselves. I don't want them, because these are huge assets. These are gigantic, yeah. Obviously, I picked the biggest one they had, but even the small ones are huge because they're all stadiums. This is probably the smallest one, which isn't really that bad. I mean, that would go in there, but this is yeah, soccer slash football. But that's a stadium, and that's not what I'm wanting. So that would be what I'm looking for is here. Yeah, under the sports venue here, and that there's the football that we have already, soccer park that we already have placed. Small soccer. It's kind of funny, this baseball complex. It's this 4 baseball diamonds that, and then I think there's like a concession stand in the middle with paths and everything like that. I kind of find it kind of ironic because over here by the high school, and sorry, it's kind of a little sidebar trip here. Here we go. This is my Giga High School. I created a huge video on that, on building a huge high school with the parking lot and everything. I built almost the same thing with roads in the middle, with parking and everything. So I kind of laughed a little when I saw that. I was like, hey, that's my baseball park there. Alright, so getting back to the video at hand here. But if you have time, look the video up. It has, I think it was a couple videos. One where I was building the park and the surrounding ball diamonds and basketball courts and a park and parking lot and everything. And then there was another video where I was building the actual school itself. But it has a capacity of 5,000 students, so it's a rather large school for City Skylines. I do want to do a baseball park in here. Is this cricket? Yeah. Server run cricket. I kind of think this fits well right here. Kind of fills in the area without really without really protruding too much. I think maybe bring the color back on this. Yeah. So maybe we'll get rid of. Leave that one maybe. Nah, we'll get rid of that one too. And then we'll maybe connect a path to there. I wonder if we could use the touch it. We'll use the classic. Yeah, we can. Wonderful. So by using this mod, what you're doing, you're disconnecting these paths from the set. So now, once they're red, you can turn them, you can erase them, you can change their color, you can do whatever you want with them. So I think what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to convert them into this park path, which is the same one that we used over in the neighborhood here. See if it will actually change. It does. Very nice. So then we'll take this and yeah. I'm going to do this. I am going to run this all the way down, but I'm going to hold off on doing that, and you'll see why in a file. But I am going to do that. I'm going to run that path. Now, can I concrete that? I can, okay. So we're going to have to do some fancy detailing there, but we can concrete that, because I want to make sure that that looks like concrete there. Or maybe I can use some tile, because I don't like the fact that that's gravel. Yeah, okay. But either way, we can do that. And then obviously we need to do some fancy detailing here, which will take care of that. That works. So for right now, let's go ahead and get this in, filled in with grass. Or at least the best we can. And then I'll detail it later on. Oh. Very nice. Okay. 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now we want. See how that slides right underneath that? You can't see it? Perfect. Perfect. And then we want. Actually, I'm going to put this right here. And I'm going to try something here and see if that works. When you're doing these details at distance, it has to stay within 2 tiles. So it has to be, so when you're moving these objects around, there's the line for the 2 tiles. So this line has to be within that, close to that line there. So you can't use this one, because if you move it way up here to fill this space, it's not within 2 tiles. So you have to use the 4 in order to, click on 3, you have to use the 4 in order to stay within the 2 tiles cover as much as possible. Because once you get over two tiles, it doesn't connect. Alright, so now let's see what we can do to concrete. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted it to do. So now let's take this. Okay, we didn't open anything up there. And then obviously this one here needs to be moved down just a smidge. And then this one here needs to be moved over just a smidge. And see, I think that looks very nice. There is some clipping there, but it does eventually stop. That's because the tiles are on top of each other and they're fighting for which one's going to be on top. And I'm thinking what we can do is just concrete this, and then I'll put curves in to make the grass work here. Or, excuse me, make the bushes work here. I think that works. And then obviously we will fill this in here. Yeah, I'll double these and then move a bunch of these up, and that should cover most of that, and then I'll have to use decals for the rest. Yeah. And then the reason why I was wanting to not run that all the way down is because I was wanting to use, first I want to see I'd like to just use these just for units, and then take the path down, push connected to this road or not. I think too. Yeah. And just fill this in. Obviously we'll straighten that out a little bit. It's not what I wanted to do. And see what these grass assets here. If you're wanting to, you knew you were going to put bushes or trees or anything, you could actually just leave this like this, and then just cover those gaps. And I have done that over in the shopping area there. Next to the parking garages over there. I've done that a little bit. Or you could just adjust a node and fix it. Wasn't 100% sure that was going to do that, but it sure worked. So we'll just leave it like that. In theory, you'd have to test it, but in theory, you should be able to pedestrians should walk between these two. I don't have a path connecting this to this one because it affects the decals here, parking decals. And And if this was if it was a playable game, I would tinker with it more and get it to work right. But quite frankly, I just kind of lost patience with it, and I did not. Just like that, they were doing that. There. Oh, see, and I was fighting it. It must be this path here that's causing it, and that's the reason why. There, I think it's fixed. Okay. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and run this road all the way down. Floating zone adjuster. Now it floats around. I think we just grabbed her. Just going to run down. And, thinking maybe, yeah, let's go ahead and use this node here. Actually, not enough space for there. So we're going to get rid of this segment, and then we're going to go over 5. We're going to elevate this up to, we'll go ahead and go 10 meters. Should be about right. And we're going to take this down. And the reason why I'm thinking that I want this slope to be this long is I'm thinking this bridge would have pedestrian traffic, and you want a nice, easy, gradual walk up there. So I'm thinking that it would not be. I don't want it to be too steep there. There we go. And I'm not even sure what that percent would be. Probably, what, 3% maybe? Probably not even that. Probably between 1 and 2%. So it would be a fairly easy walk for most people to just walk up that grade. Would not be a problem. So I'm thinking over to there, and then let's take it all the way down. Probably be adjusting this. And then the asset I had in mind here is another, what I would consider medium density housing. Yeah, this one here. And I went over too far. I'm going to have to adjust it. Because I want a little bit of space there. I think technically that fits. And if we ran more of a downtown area, I would probably go with it. Where space is a premium. Because that almost fits perfectly. But I don't see them building this thing like right on top of those apartments like that. I want this in just a little bit. So I'm thinking we're going to cut that back. And then go over, just go over 5 and then this over. Yeah. And then we're going to put this road, or this building here. Really wish this was the other direction. I think that would be kind of cool. If we could mirror that where the skinny part would fit right in here. But that's not the way it was built, so not motivated enough to use procedural objects for it. Because I really like it the way it is. I am going to detail it with bushes and everything. We're just going to leave it like this. Obviously there's a little bit of issue there with the height. So we'll just adjust it until that stuff goes away. The side's almost completely matches the road almost completely. There's a little bit of a curve there, intentional curve. I'm thinking maybe bring that to the sidewalk. How's that? Just trying to get a look from, yeah. That's what I was looking for. Is that view? Okay. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's see if we can clean this up a little bit. There we go. And then I sort of want to let's try this. We want buildings. These grass units are considered buildings, believe it or not, because they're considered parks. So I'll grab those and I want to copy. And again, as long as they're not they're within 2, you're fine. And boy, did they like that. Alright. Oh, see? They're all not within 2, so we need to pull them. So we can pull them back. There we go. And that one's a little less of annoying. Not to mention we can kind of tree this up this area here. Yeah, I like this. So I think we're going to go with this. Got a little bit of a game lag here. I'm not quite sure why. Probably because that view there had downtown in it, so it had all the buildings from downtown. So I'm thinking we'll probably bring that grass over this direction, and then it doesn't use. Yeah, it doesn't use this road as zoning. You can't zone off of that, so I think we're going to have to use the concrete right here. And then I'll fill that in with grass. And I wonder if I can do something with these right here. There. Perfect, okay. So then I can just tree this in. And then how would we justify... I don't think we can justify that little wedge of... just trying to figure out why that was doing that. Can't really justify that wedge of stuff there. So what I'm going to have to use is a decal here. There. And you ask why I don't use that everywhere. It's because the parks don't fade out, and these decals do. So you can see there's a little bit of concrete under there. So actually what we can do is just de-zone that concrete underneath there. So then when you zoom out, it still shows green. Yeah, so that should work there. And then we want a little bit of a path right through there, connecting this path with this. Alright, so I think that looks pretty good there. And then we'll figure out what type of trees we're going to put in here, whether we're going to continue this parks theme here with this tree here. Or whether we're going to move on to something else. I think we'll probably move on to a different tree, just because that would be like a property owner, whereas this would be the parks department of the city, county. And I'm going to put a couple of them in here, but I've got to fill all this in, so I'm going to do that off camera because you saw what I did here to fill that in. I'm just going to do the same thing there and there. Not going to be able to do that for this because there's no zoning there. But what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use that new parking garage asset. If I can find it, I think it's here. Yeah. Oh wow, that's a lot bigger than what I thought it was. Yeah, that may be too big. Um, yeah, it's a little bit bigger than what I thought it was. So maybe we'll use. Yeah, that new one's almost the size of the mall parking, and it's not quite big as the downtown parking, but that thing is huge. So I guess let me see if I can find that small parking garage. It's the same size as the other one. I have one that's about this size, but yeah, it's a little bit smaller than that. Let me see. This is the one I want. And it's going to fit in there, I think, almost perfectly. Yeah. Scoot that little guy over. Make sure that is lined up. It is. I think that's fine. Um, yeah, I think that looks good. And I think that's probably enough parking for this complex here. I may put in another small lot on this side, or actually, we could probably put in another one of these on this side. I don't think there's enough room. But we could also do something to this effect, where in real life this wouldn't actually work because these buildings are way too close to the roads, and I don't know if the city would allow that, but yeah, I think that works. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take, crap, and I don't know where those are at. I think we're going to have to find them. The prompts, yeah, will be these. And bear with me a minute, because this is going to be a little tricky. Okay, it wasn't quite as bad as what I thought it was going to be. But that works out quite nicely. Maybe, yeah, put a couple of these, I think, bullets or ball. Put a couple of these here. This one here needs to be adjusted just a little bit. There we go. I think that looks nice. I like that. And then we're going to go through and put some flowers and stuff on here. Yeah, none of these will adjust to this height. So we're going to have to mess with these. It's going to be quite time consuming, but I don't want to do that off camera, but we're going to go through and put flowers in each one of these. Not sure what the yellow represents, or whether that's, it may not even supposed to be, see, I'm not sure, because this is kind of green here, so maybe the color is off on some of this. I'm not really sure, maybe it didn't download correctly, I don't know, but we're going to go through and put flowers on there, kind of green this building up a little bit, because it needs a little bit. And then I'm thinking maybe we will do maybe a fountain, not that fountain, or that one. So maybe some smaller fountains or something to kind of make it look better. Obviously not that up there. I was just kind of toying around with an idea there. So what I'm thinking about doing now is we're going to go ahead and put in some parking. I don't think I have any pre-made parking that fits that bill. 3 over. Well, I guess I could put this all in, all the way down. I really don't want to do that though. Yeah, this one's 4. Actually, that will work. And I'll show you how in just a minute. That will work perfectly. Just like that. Just a little bit longer. We could have got another one in there. That's okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to grab both of those assets there. Yeah, I want to make sure these are the ones without the accessibility, parking all over the place. Okay, so we're going to grab buildings, and we're going to grab really starting to irritate me, but there we go. So now we want to pull this forward. want to get down to where this is just... I guess we'll move this down. We've got the room down there. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and move this down a little bit to where these spots level out so we don't have to deal with this clipping of land here. Yeah. And yes, it goes into the roadway, but you'll see why this will work here in a minute. Okay, so we'll do that. And then I'm thinking the park here. Alright, line that up there. Line that up there. A couple in right there. Now I should be able to go in. Just pick these and raise these up to where it covers the holes. Now again, we run into the same problem as when you zoom out. They disappear. But as long as they're extremely small areas, it's not that big of a deal. And then obviously you want to depave all that. So it looks a little bit better as you zoom out. Still tell, but it's not that bad. And then this right here. There. Alright. We may have to move that road because that may be a little bit too far in. But let me see. Switch the plane. New road. Perfect. That looks pretty good there. And then we'll go to the traffic manager. Look at the parking. We want to turn the parking off. All the way down. So you hold the shift key down and it turns it off. It won't do that because it's interfering with the menu. There we go. Yeah, we may need to move this just a little bit because this may actually be in the drive lane. So I did miscalculate this a little bit. So what we'll do, we'll grab this. The problem is it affects this. Oh no, it won't. Just pull this down just a little bit. To put a little bit more room in here. And then we will just pull this road down. Don't even need to go that far. And I recommend if you're building this for a working city, I'd recommend switching it back to a better viewable road, so you can see it a little bit better when you're adjusting it, and then switch to the plain road again, so that way you can see. And that works. And then I'm going to go back to props. And the question is whether I'm going to use, I think I want to just use this one. Because again, it kind of pops for the area. So what we're going to do is run this all the way down. Yeah, I think we're going to just keep it straight. We're just going to keep it dead straight all the way down. The corner of parking garage to corner of the parking garage. Want to make sure that there isn't any. Yeah, those are doors. Want to make sure that there isn't any garage doors or any place where there would be deliveries, which I guess in reality there would be. But we're going to leave it like that. Obviously we'll fit in the concrete here. Thinking maybe, yeah, just draw a line here. That works. Now obviously we'll decorate this a little bit more for this area. Thinking maybe for starters, I think I'll grab these. Put those in right there. Continuation of that, obviously we'll put some bushes and some trees in there. And I think maybe we might move these parking down just a tad bit further, because I want to well, you'll see what I'm going to do here. Alright. I want to create some additional parking here. It's going to be too large to go single. Okay, and then we'll run the bushes down. Those are available in the prop menu for, I'm not sure what they parts, maybe. I'm not sure what. Whether they were with the vanilla game or came with one of the DLCs, but I know I have them. I don't rarely use them, but I know I have them. But I pulled that down, and I'll pull these bushes down to connect that to make it even. Probably all the way down in front of this grass, and maybe even around this other side just to make it look right. But I created a drive lane here, so that way you didn't get down here and then have to figure out how to back all the way out if all these spaces are full or something like that. And then what we'll need to do is create some additional parking here. Go on over and create some additional parking here. And then we'll have to figure out what we're going to do here. I think we're going to run a road under here to connect to another complex over on the other side. We'll be making symmetrical parking with some more buildings on this side or something to that effect. But so we're going to leave this open for right now, and then we'll leave this road all the way down. Because I honestly don't think that we're going to be, yeah, that road's not going to go all the way down there like that. So I think what we'll be doing is, yeah, we're going to this here. Maybe not that last one. And then, obviously, with the combination of the grass and the decals, I will decal this corner here and decal the rest of this odd shape here. Maybe put a guardrail up there or something. Figure out, I guess there is some concrete. Well, it's not really a door. That's just a window, I guess. And that's all of these are supposed to be like, yeah, not all of those can be doors. So that's got to be some sort of just design of the window. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna take that out there and take that out. There we go. But we'll get all this cleaned up and make sure this is all nice and neat and everything. But I'll do that off camera. Alright, but I think we did hour 13 minutes. I think we got a little bit done. I wanted a little bit more done. But we put in a cricket field, and I think we're going to put a baseball field in, thinking right here, maybe, with some additional parking. This area isn't really designed, these parks aren't really designed for other people to come in. It's more designed for community, all these buildings, all these apartments, and everything in this area for these people to use them, so it would all be within walking distance. So it's not really designed for people to drive in to see matches or games in this area. So yeah, so I don't think we'll do much more parking. I mean, there's some parking here, but this parking could also be used for the retail across the street, and on top of the football / soccer there, and then maybe if I could squeeze the baseball down towards this end, maybe maybe that could be used for that too. I don't know. We'll go from there. Well, we reached an hour and 15 minutes, which is a lot longer video than I like to run, but we were just having so much fun, I wasn't even paying attention. This is Gomer with Gomer Games. If you have any comments or suggestions I am kind of playing this by ear. I don't really have a master plan other than medium district, medium residential district, and commercial here, and then a shopping center here with a little bit of medium commercial and maybe some offices on up towards the trumpet here. And I was thinking maybe some offices around this side. And then with the new hotels and retreat expansion pack, mini expansion pack coming out, I may actually hold off on finishing that. I mean, that's only a couple, at this filming time, it's only a couple weeks away. I may hold off on that because I may want to put some of those hotels back in this area with some office complexes, because it looks like some of those hotels favor being close to offices, and then I could actually maybe put a couple this way because they favor being close to parks and recreation. So we may do that, but we'll see. We'll see. But any comments or suggestions with ideas or anything? Because I'm always open to suggestions. Any comments about anything? Let me know. The city, we're almost done with Capital City here. We'll be moving on to another project, probably in the next few weeks here. But I am having fun with this one, and I want to wrap it up. And there's a couple more things I want to do with it before moving on to the next one. The next project has been in development for a while. It's a pretty large one. I haven't seen it done before, so I'm going to be really excited to announce it when I get everything ready. Hit that subscribe button for upcoming content, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for your time. This is Gomer with Gomer Games.